What's up, all my RC people? See, we got some stuff out here. So if you've been watching the channel recently, you know that Jason from 419 Crawlers and myself have been doing a lot of these TF2 runs. He's starting to get more into the scale side, and he wants to do paint on his body, do a weathering paint job, and you know, mine's due for it too. I bought this. This is just the stock plastic body with no paint. And so we are going to be having the Adventure Time RC and 419 Crawlers TF2 Build Off. First thing I'm going to have to do is strip everything off of this thing and get it ready to go. And if you've seen Fern Solo's video, you'll know what I'll be doing with this heat gun. I've done this in the past to several of my other vehicles. This is a great way to add dents and things. I've got my metal effects rust, my salt, and I will say, if you're going to be taping off the models, I know it's a little bit more money, but the Tamiya paint is worth the money if you want a good paint job. It doesn't leave a residue, it adheres great, and unlike the stuff you buy at like the Hobby Lobby, it actually stays on. And then my selection of paints. Of course, I've always got my favorite Tamiya PS paints. And then I have some Duratrax and some Spaz sticks. Now, I've done a lot of testing, saved you some time if you want to use these. All of these combos will work together without effect. But if you want to double check them, just do a test spray and then spray the other one over it to see what happens. But in my experience in several paint jobs, these three paints will coincide together nicely. So I'm going to get started tearing this thing apart, and I'll take maybe like some pictures, some photos and stuff along the way. And we're just going to see how this thing goes. Make sure you go check Jason's channel out too. There will definitely be a link in the description below. And see what he's doing, because you know this is a build off. It's just a friendly build off. There's nothing at stake other than fun. So stay tuned and let's get going. So I finished the first part up, and I used the heat gun to put dents in it, and the drill bit to put my rust holes in. Now with the heat gun, this is a hard body. All you have to do is just heat it up with the heat gun, which is what I got here. And then I use various different tools. Once I get it hot, I'll start pushing in on it. So I'll use blocks of wood, different screwdriver ends, and you can achieve just about any kind of dent you want. And then I'll start using a drill bit to put in my rust holes, and I like using 2 or 3 different sizes of drill bits and overlapping them, because then it seems like you get the best effect. Now this being black on a black background is kind of hard to see, so I'm going to get a flashlight out so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Wow, there we go. So you can see where I put my rust holes down through there, that dent there in the side. The bed is just full of rust holes and dents. I put a nice crease down the back. And let me flip it around to the driver's side. And you can see where I've started to drill in all my dents and rust holes here. There's a good dent there. Lots of rust going around the wheel wells. And let's see, put just a very small dent there. And then we've got the dents in the hood, which will come up good when I get the light going across them. And some rust holes in the corners there. So I'll be doing a little bit more of that. And then it'll be time to start putting the paint down. Once the paint starts going down, the dents and the rust holes will really start showing up. And later on, probably in part 2, I'll get to how I start putting in my rust and things. This part here, I'm just going to start spraying some paint and see how far we get with it. Getting ready to start spraying. Thought I'd share this Spastix liquid mask. It's not really the greatest thing for most things, actually, but I have great luck with it for like your marker lights. Just paint a coat of that over that, and we're good to go. So I can spray my truck, and when it's done, I can just rub those right off, and the marker lights should be good to go. And remember, for the best results of any RC project, stop and take a steak and brat break. Take a steak and brat break and get better paint. everybody. So I started this at right around 4 p.m. yesterday. I finally finished up my painting at about 12:30 last night. And this is my end result. I figured I'd bring it out in the natural sunlight and let you have a better look at it. Set it up on the chassis so kind of get an idea what it's going to look like with the wheels and tires. And I just did a very light salt weathering on this one. I've salt weathered bodies in the past. I'm sure you've seen them if you've watched my channel. And they've all came out really good. But this one I wanted to go a little bit lighter on the salt weathering. And I have to add all of my rust painting and all of my, because I got to put rust in all these areas. And I've got to do all my panel lines and weathering and windshield and interior and yada, 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 yada. But I think this is going to wrap up part one. It came out really good. I'm very happy with the results. I hope Jason's is coming along good. And we'll catch you on part two. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe.